Good morning, everyone.
ExxonMobil says that increases in the price of oil and gas will help its third quarter earnings grow from the second quarter. Operating profit is expected to come in between $8.3 billion and $11.4 billion. It's a pretty wide range. That would be well below last year, nearly $20 billion, but an improvement over the second quarter of this year. Exxon's earnings are scheduled to be released later this month, and you can see the stock right now down by about 1.25%. Of course, that is probably more tied to the decline you're seeing in oil prices this morning than anything Exxon is saying at this point. When you come back, when we come back, I guess I should say, you're the ones who lead.
Hopefully they come back too. I have to go to something. Are you taking off right now? Will you come back?
I'll come back. Anyway, we're going to get you ready for the trading day ahead. We're going to talk rate volatility and the retail investing crowd. This is Squawk Box. We are live from the NASDAQ market site in Times Square. We'll be right back.
What's going on, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone's having a wonderful start to the day. Let's take a look. So we had economic data this morning. As you can see, markets already pulling back.
Order filled.
Okay, right. So that you just heard me entering a long position on ES at 42.8475. Good morning, good morning. Yes, so I just entered a long position on ES at 42.8475. I'm looking for ES to raid 4306 today. Let's see, and I'm gonna wait to enter NASDAQ. I've probably missed my ideal entry, but let's see what 9:30 brings us. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Weekend. Hope everyone had a good evening. Already up for nice. That's what I'm talking about. Let's put the money sign. Where's our money sign?
Welcome back to Squawk Box. Joining us now to talk about the retail investor and the impact of the recent jump in interest rates is JJ Kinahan, CEO of IG North America. And JJ, looking at some of your comments, I understand what you're saying because I think you're right. There's been a shift in mentality for retail brokers. It's almost every tick now in the bond market.
Deciding.
The stock market. I was thinking, well, how is that different? Is it really different? We did go through about 500 basis points of increases in a pretty good rally, pretty good bull market. So something has changed recently because the market's having a lot of trouble advancing every time rates go up even a little. What's different?
Deciding if I should be disciplined and not trade again. I would say yeah, that probably might be the best bet, especially since I believe we spoke about you just increasing the account size to where when you take your first withdrawal, you still have a relatively good cushion. So if you're if 400 is your goal for the day, don't even bother trading anymore. If anything, you might want to just maybe look at I don't know, maybe trading the micros. Maybe that might be the best way to go about that. Let's go.
Yeah, the Fed didn't do anything last time. All the moves we've been seeing recently are not really from what the Fed did. I mean, it was weird because while they were going up 75 basis points, market was fine. Now they haven't really hiked, and yet the market's got. That's what I think is unsettling.
Tomorrow is another day. Yep, yesterday I overtraded. Ah, no, damn. You gotta be disciplined, man. Discipline is very important.
The 10-year yield is backed up.
Grab an Apex account.
We got about 40 seconds, Jacob.
I think your first comment, Joe, is the one that really has people a little bit, and that is the
Closing
market's finally
broker
accepting
making a sensible decision. There you go. That's the best move to do, man. If you guys are already up on a day, take your gains, go do something else. I mean, if you want to stay and participate, you know what I'm saying, maybe share some charts, share some analysis and whatnot, you can do that, but I highly recommend do something else. And if you can literally watch the charts and not take a trade, then you are a beast in discipline. Good practice.
Final check now on the markets. We were triple digits, and then we almost got to positive in that. But now we're back down almost triple digits, and the S&P and NASDAQ are no longer in the green. They were briefly there earlier.
There we go.
Is it job Friday? Tomorrow's job Friday.
It's going to be a biggie for the markets.
And more importantly, it's not just job. Make sure you join us. Sparkle Street is next.
ES pushing. Let's go, baby.
Pre-market mostly red here after the Dow did snap a 3-day losing streak. Got some cross currents at work. Oil lowest since August, but long-term yields are higher after claims come in light. 207,005 Fed speakers to the roadmap begins with the drop in oil coming off the biggest one-day slide in 2023.
Plus the Ozempic effect.
Nice, nice. Good stuff. Good morning, good morning. So yes, the plan for today is longs on NQ for a movement over 15,050. ES, I'm looking for a movement over 4306 on ES. We may even potentially make a run up to 4328. So that's what I'm targeting, 4328 to 4340 on ES. So that means I'm expecting a long on SPY. Dow Jones, same thing. I'm looking for a long on Dow Jones. I'm looking for Dow Jones to raid this level right here, which is 33,461.
Obviously, there's going to be back up in gasoline, but I think that this price is actually real. I understand that the oil companies want to buy back stock. Oil stocks.
No, say this price is real. What do you
I mean, I don't think the 94, 95.
Oh, I see. You think this is
resistance.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. If you can make anywhere between $200 to $500 with the micros, it's just going, when you level up to the minis, I mean, your return is just going to go whoop.
That's really high price. You know, we keep getting this strap consumer. That's case per Q3. I tried to do a piece on the for the investment club saying, well, you should buy good time, which is natural gas company with $1 per dollar. So they make $2. Nobody cares. They're like, what do you think that these
So yeah, so game plan today is longs. I'm gonna post it into the alert.
Sure, say Arbot. You call me Arbot?
All right, so if you guys want to see what I'm looking at today, check out the alert.
Buy stock back because their stocks are not expensive. David Henson put out some numbers yesterday. They were pretty good. Nobody cares.
No. Why don't they?
Well, because this is a very binary market. They prefer
Like all
market.
the earnings considerations we got from Exxon.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's a binary market. 2 weeks ago, Exxon was going through the roof. Now this market is got problems. Obviously, it's got schizophrenia. It's not that strong. It's just got it needs Xanax. It doesn't need Zyprexa.
To your point, the stocks turned around before the underlying commodity, didn't they?
Well, what in this last leg?
Yeah, just this last one.
Yes, they did. They were for. Look, Chevron never went back to where it was supposed to be at $95. And $95, Chevron kind of languished. But I bet you Mike Worth's sitting there buying stock hand over fist.
It goes back to they'd rather do that than put it to new production.
Well, I mean, they want higher for longer. Everybody wants higher for longer, except for the people who take us out.
People don't want us out, they want
Lower for longer.
lower for longer.
Higher for longer. I just got my know-how. Higher for longer versus lower for
We will get there. We will get to that, don't you?
check.
All right.
I like to buy my checks.
Meantime, a big part of the discussion this morning on Squawk was whether OPEC can stand for this, and whether we should expect them to respond to some of these lower prices now.
They're fraud. I mean, they talked it on 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. But they don't realize. By the way, oil production for us has actually increased in the last few months quietly, David. People say that we haven't been increasing. We have been increasing back to 12.3, 12.4.
That's all-time highs, right?
Yes, back to all-time highs.
In terms of daily.
Yes, so therefore, we are not holding back. But there's a dispute. When the refiners have this gap where they don't lower the price of gasoline to pump as quickly as they they tend to be short-term buys. I like Marathon Pete. Halliburton, by the way, was $42. A few weeks ago, it's now 37. I'm signaling once again what you were saying, which is there's not more drilling. But what they're doing is they're getting more out of each. Right. And they're drilling deeper. They're drilling 2,000. They're drilling. They're drilling to the center.
All right, how about other stuff? Anything else?
Okay, I guess we
Dollar,
that idea.
dollar,
Well,
treasuries.
let me tell you.
And enough of oil. 5 minutes on oil.
What do you want like other stuff?
Start looking at my phone. You guys got it.
What do you want? What do you want? Like comedy materials?
Sure, I always like a comedy.
Legendary Wall Street funny man?
You got one for me?
Yeah, no, I actually have substance. I think that it's time to talk about some of the earnings we had because they were significant. ConAgra, I had them one tonight. This is what you're going to start seeing from some of these food companies that have food that I think is not necessarily good for you. They don't get the top one. That's Walmart. They still get the bottom line growth because they know how to cut expenses. They know how to make more money. But
So now
the street one bottom line,
I'm gonna wait till the 9:30 open
the street likes top line.
to see if we pull back a little bit more or bounce.
So there's a lot of incoherent stuff, even though.
Good morning, Queen.
You talk to them, they're saying this.
Yes.
Jim's referring to this comment yesterday about GLP-1s, where they are seeing slightly smaller baskets, slightly smaller calories sold, fewer units, and this has been a thing you've been working on for, I would say, a couple months
Yeah,
now.
what I think it's interesting is that unless you're taking something to lower your blood pressure, they're very
Congratulations, Queen.
the insurance companies are very low to pay. So you do have a lot of people paying a couple of G's a month out of pocket. But those are people who are not thinking whether they should have monkeys. Those are people who want to look better. But if you're trying to lower your blood pressure, dude, give it to them. Because they got to get blood pressure down. Because, David, those people die. And that's bad. They go to the hospital, they have heart attacks, they die, and that's bad.
That is bad. We've been talking a lot about these drugs. We've talked about it every day, as we should. And obviously, the headline we came off of today is that kind of strange one, where Walmart is saying, hey, we're starting to see some people at least buy a bit less. Article today in the Journal as well.
Right.
Some questions that we've been raising and, frankly, asking of CEOs, including Kellanova's CEO, Steve Cahillane, who was with us earlier this week with the split. You were raising this many times. We've talked both about Kellogg, because it's for real. The cereal company,
Yes, you
and the
do.
snack food company will.
Any questions on that, feel free to ask me.
Those who are on these weight loss drugs represent a significant part of the population.
If you need any additional assistance,
Pringles.
I trade
I
with
think we
so
asked him
much
that kind of
emotion.
question. Here's what he has.
Oh, you have tape?
Yeah, you definitely have to remove the emotional side from it, because that's definitely going to mess you up as whether do you take a trade, do you not. Sometimes might get emotional and just over leverage, and then you blow the account. You have to approach this in a very strategic way, and you have to be very meticulous as to when you take positions, when to add, when not to add, and sometimes when just to straight flat out take the loss, right? Sometimes you just have to flat out take the loss and, you know, come back another day. So this is a numbers game, all right? There's no emotions here. Like the less emotional you can be when it comes to your trades, whether wins, losses, the better you will be. Like some of the people that really perform extremely well, I mean, they're very robotic when it comes to trading. So that's something to strive for.
To deal with that said, these things are expensive.
Well, it's not private pay if you have high blood pressure that can't go down. It's not private pay if you have sleep apnea. It's not private pay if you drink too much. It's not private pay if you take a drug that raises your weight. That is not private pay. Now that comes to about
Those numbers.
did the numbers yesterday for Manjaro, which, by the way,
No, you got to be specific on your questions. The alerts that I've put in. So again, remember, I'm giving you the numbers on the actual future side. Okay. For those of you guys trading on a forex brokerage, those numbers that I put in my alert are going to be different. All right. So it is up to you to look up. Maybe you want to check out Trading View, so you can actually look at those levels that I've printed right here on ES. You can see I'm looking for price to get above 43.06 and then possibly push to 43.30, 43.29, which is going to be this area right here. Okay. My legs is sore.
So I'm guessing, Jim, you think the what's next? Planet Fitness and Peloton?
man, I think Planet Fitness is. Well, I'll tell you, they're going to get it done, isn't it? I mean,
We about to make a couple bags today.
looking to short these names. Well, no, it's been some. It feels like what Smucker would tell you. Really have the data. No, Smucker would tell you that you buy hostess right now. The people who buy hostess are not spending $2,000 a month getting a jar. Okay, they're not buying Twinkies and then saying, "Hey, what? You know what? You know why they're not buying Twinkies? Well, there are people who just are don't really care about this. And they like their cheat day, like their fattening food. And then there are people who are trying to get their blood pressure down. And let's say you're 150 over 90, right? Well, if you take all the fats, and you take all
Let's take a look at NKD, man.
you do this, Smucker's reacting, that stock's reacting.
NKD.
Sold a lot of French fries.
Well, okay, it's a little, it's case by case.
A lot of French fries.
I know what? Man was first thing 13 million market cap. It's a French. Spun it off in 2016.
McDonald's, we didn't mention the 10% div hike.
I know.
That's 10% on French fries.
Okay, do you get my point? That the people who buy French fries in the shop, when they go to the
change.
when they go to the convenience store, when they go to grocery, those are people who are not saying. There's like two. I don't want to say there's two class people. Because then David will look at the epic was with the jury duty.
Oh,
But
yes.
there are people who don't necessarily care about the weight because they want great taste.
9
And there are people who want
cracks.
things that are less filling.
Scalping is life. Oh, I'm a big fan of scalping. So right now, what you guys are seeing me look at, I'm currently looking at the Nikkei, which is the Japanese futures market, the equivalence of what the Dow Jones and Nasdaq is for the US. And just seeing that they had a nice run up yesterday. So now I'll be looking for maybe a pullback down to this level for a potential long. Okay. And then I'll even do here as well. Yeah, buddy. At or below. You want the smoke. Okay, let's go back to NQ. And just a little reminder, what is it? In about, let's see, one.
Instead, I thought, yes, there's a slight change, but we're watching. I mean, you know, so you can have Kellogg, and I like Kellogg, but you can't argue with Walmart.
Wow, 11 days, huh? So the 16th, yo, I feel like this month is gonna go by so quick. The 16th of this month will be, good morning, bro. The 16th of this month will be my last trading day until, well, streaming until the 26th of this month. So 16th, the morning of the 16th, I'll be off for a week, traveling abroad. So just want to give you guys a heads up on that come the 17th, I'll be over on the other side of the pond. What's up, man? Good morning, good morning. For real, man. Yeah, I've been grinding hard these past, honestly, this whole year. Normally I do about, I want to say I probably do about maybe 10 trips. Yeah, I do about 10 trips a year. So I'm definitely behind. Right now, yes. Right now I'm in a long on ES, and I'm looking to add to it. I'm looking for a movement over 4306 on ES. I'm also looking to enter Nasdaq as well, but I want to wait until the 9:30 open for Nasdaq just because I just want a little bit more volume. There's a lot of back and forth, so it's not clear if it's ready to go or if it's gonna, chop about and then maybe come retest this 14,800 even. Come on. Come on. You're playing with me. Let's see. What's my goal for today? 4,500. All right. So I gotta make about 2K on the day on 3 accounts, and I am donezo. Yeah, let's see what 9:30 brings. Still got a bit. Yeah, basically. Nah, not yet, man. We'll talk that baller talk when I'm doing 6 figures a week. When I'm doing 100K a week, then we could throw that title out. But for now, mm, it's okay. I know it's crazy. Like this is the one place where you'll see people make 5, 10, 12K in a day and still be like, nah, it's not good enough. Tesla, let me take a look. So because I'm looking for Nasdaq to continue higher, I definitely, ooh, look at Tesla, huh? Look at Tesla, huh? She broke above. Beautiful. All right, so Tesla, I would watch for a pullback on Tesla, at or below, at or below 255.50. So if Tesla could retest this area, get back down to this area. So I always like to set my alerts a little higher than where I'm expecting it to come down to. So essentially I would be watching for Tesla to pull back anywhere between 254.50 and 253.50 area for a potential long. Beautiful, beautiful run up yesterday. Early in the week, was it today is Thursday? So yesterday, yeah. So yesterday, definitely was looking for this to run up. Called the 255 area. Anyone that took it made a killer. So Tesla, I'm looking for a slight pullback and then continuation higher. And for me to give you some upside targets, here we go. All right. So I would like to see a pullback and then a continuation up to take out this area right here, 273. Then if we go to Nvidia, same thing. Nvidia, I'm still liking Nvidia for an over 450 push, and then potentially over to 463 and higher. I do think with Nvidia before the end of the year, we'll end up seeing it back over $500 a share. Apple got downgraded yesterday, but that doesn't even matter. Just a reason for more people to buy it. Meta sideways. As long as Meta holds over 300, we should see a continuation up. Microsoft broke above 316, which was I was expecting yesterday. I like Meta for a movement over 322. Granted, if Meta was to pull back to 316 or even the 314 area, I would be looking for calls on it. AMD, same thing, ran up. I'm still looking for AMD to take out these highs, these 105s, and possibly a movement back up to 110. And then we have Amazon. Amazon not so much, but yeah, but Tesla, watch Tesla for a pullback. Watch Tesla for a pullback to continuation up. Let's see. I'm sure this has been covered before, but Caesar, do you? Do I use hard stop losses? Yes, I do. Once I'm in my full position, when I'm scaling in, I don't have a hard stop loss because I'm scaling in, right? So when I'm scaling in, I'm anticipating that price is going to go slightly against me. So there's no need for a stop for a stop loss, especially because I'm not risking. My stops are based off of a percentage of the account or a percentage of the profits I've made, right? So for me, I'm risking about 1 to 1.5% of my account per trade. So when you hear me scale in, I'm adding and adding is because if I just trade like one mini, let's say if I'm trading one mini of NASDAQ, I can risk the NASDAQ truly to go against me 200 points. If I'm trading one mini of ES, I can afford for ES to go against me 50 points before I would have to consider stopping out, meaning I'm risking that 1%. So I do have, and I do, preach hard stop losses for new beginners because you guys may not be able to have the same um, level of experience with this market to where you can, do a quick average down or average up and then be able to exit. Why don't you get some more Apex accounts if you get 15 or so? I don't know if that was a question for me. Perspective on the market, bro. You have to buy the account. That doesn't take long. That's true. It doesn't take long to buy the challenges. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 minutes till the open. We have 5 minutes till the open. Oh, Dow's already showing herself. Okay. Okay, I got you. Okay, 3 contracts. All right, so I'm taking a 3 contract long on Dow Jones. So I just entered Dow Jones at 262. 33. Okay. I am long. There we go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Okay, okay. Beautiful.
Order filled.
Beautiful. Adding to Dow Jones long. I'm looking for a movement over 33,350. I'm now in 6 contracts total on Dow Jones. Ooh. YM. Let's go, baby. Are we looking on ES? Ooh, baby girl, talk to me nice. Oh. Oof. Oh. Why don't you come? Oh, why don't you get more Apex accounts? I will. I will, but I think right now I have 6. I do plan on getting some more, but right now I'm just focusing on getting some payouts. And I'm also doing take profit trader right now. So I want to I want to continue to get accounts with different firms. Good morning. Yeah, buddy. What's up,
Yields have been
bro?
crisscrossing the flat line this morning, at least relative to the prior day. 10-year back to 471. Bunch of people
Come
weighed
on.
in this week. Jim, Clarida yesterday. Bill Gross saying maybe little oversold here now.
Right. Boy, I
Yo,
heard some
rep.
just blast gross this morning. Saying just dead wrong. I come back and say, well, whoa, the increase,
You
the
would
rates went up very substantially after we got the job.
with Take Profit Trader, yes, you can withdraw pretty much every single day, which is really, really amazing. I really like that about them.
Let us up. How can we dismiss oil now? There are people out there, and Michael Sembus has done some fabulous work on this.
Come on.
Just saying, listen, the deficit has just destroyed us. By the way, the deficit, it's not as much the Biden plans that throw money in the economy. It's really just the interest that we have. But there is no doubt about it in my mind that oil going down is people are just saying is a measurement of the economy being weaker, and the treasuries are trading like they used to.
Awesome. Awesome.
We have obviously a very, very important job number tomorrow, but the fear that I hear that we are finally in the stages that the government is going to have a hard time financing deficit. Well, look, they can finance it. It is just a matter of whether there are buyers.
Yeah,
And
but
we have
somebody just got funded.
who actually think that they're
Yes, we're going to have to find a lot of them, and most likely within our borders, more so than in the past.
China's dumping.
We've all learned about a term premium, right? Or not learned, but we've been hearing a lot about that.
Come on.
I'm just saying
Come on.
that I don't buy we finally got the existential crisis. I mean, who needs to
CT got funded. Let's go. Okay, come on. Stop playing with me.
And you want to hide. It's like a Cuban Missile Crisis with these people.
I agree. There are
Okay.
even some notes out.
All right, I'm scaling in long on NQ.
Equities are in deep, deep trouble.
Come on. Don't play with me. Come on, bruh. 1906, 14906 is my entry.
Stocks. Let's see how well you can time bonds.
I really feel this morning. I'm really not liking this.
Celebrating the recent listings of 3 crypto-linked ETFs. NASDAQ, Tiny York, an entrepreneurs hip organization. Barclays, though, this morning, Jim, we could think of one scenario where bonds rally materially, and that's if risk assets fall sharply in the coming weeks. Absent that, there's no sustained bond.
The stock market is so small. I thought that piece was intriguing, but the stock market
She's
is
on.
teeny tiny versus bonds, so don't give me that. I mean, come on, look at the size of these
Come
markets.
on, bro.
What's most interesting, gold's been down, and yet Costco, this gold program, is on fire.
Where they're selling bars.
Selling bars, and Costco had some good numbers last night. Can it go up again with the good numbers? I think Costco remains very strong as a place that people want value. There's continual pressure on the Target stock, Home Depot, Lowe's, because people say that their traffic's not been that good. At a certain point, things should stop going down.
Let's go. Stop playing with me.
So, I mean, it's not like they've been hacked.
Right. Right. Speaking of stocks though going down, and we've talked a lot.
Ooh, nice pop on Dow.
Where's next year?
Yes, I'm going to get there. And not just Next Era or Next Era Energy, but even the Verizons of the world. I mean, every portfolio manager, every algorithm out there, I guess, the CTAs, they've been going through every balance sheet, looking at the average rate of maturities, who has a lot of debt, when do you need to refinance that debt, and if you're going to do so in this higher rate environment, what is it going to mean in terms of your interest costs, and therefore your ability to continue to pay, for example, your dividend. Verizon moving up today, in part because we have seen yields settle down just a
There
bit.
you go. Come on.
You can see the damage that's been done, and it's not just Verizon stock, which is down 20% this year. We talked about this.
DirecTV worth?
There we go. Come on, baby. Come on.
DirecTV is not worth it.
Will you get that stupid dish off my house? Because now I use.
I mean, it's still got
fabulous
DirecTV. But AT&T shares have also been down. They've been down as 20% this year. Again, coming back.
They're fighting. They're fighting. Come on. Get over 920.
The utilities, NEP, for example.
Let me know what's happening.
What's happening really is that, again, you take a look at, look at that thing. I can give you a little specifics on that, which is that they've got, let me see, talking 5.4 billion of debt, average weighted maturity 3.6 years.
Come on, baby. Come on, come on.
And some other structured preferreds as well. And so you've got people targeting some of these names, looking at
They are really
what's their
battling.
ability going to be to actually continue to, refinance at what level. What are interest costs going to be? How's that going to eat into potential dividend? And that's
All right, I'm not liking this back and forth that it's doing. Dow Jones is still pushing. I'm about to take profits on my Dow Jones long.
And you brought this up earlier this week.
Let's
Early
go.
market financing, and what are your costs going to be, and how's that going to impact your
Let's go. Y'all see this bounce on Dow? Let's get it.
is a key consideration for utility investors. So there's a look at those names. But worth doing, we're taking a look at here because we have seen continued weakness in many companies that rely on the debt markets a significant way to finance their
Voila.
businesses and or have a lot of leverage that is going to need to be refinanced. Let's call it the next year or two.
Look at it. Look at this selfish little thought go.
Drug companies.
Drug companies.
And the drug companies are around. Again,
I don't think Apple needs to do that.
No, but you know that's
And
interesting.
by the way, they have 130 billion in cash. I think Bob Snyder was talking about this the other day. They're earning a lot more on that now.
Well, I think that Chevron's buying back more stock than Apple. Very interesting, huh? They're buying back almost 2 times the rate of Apple. Chevron.
Yeah.
And yet,
Chevron doesn't need to do it either.
no, but I think what's, Paul, when I look at these companies like the drug companies,
Okay.
well, they're not
Come on.
they're
Come
not
on,
gonna buy anybody
NQ.
else's drugs.
There we go.
J&J was a
There we go.
recommendation
Let's go.
J&J, and it's working.
Let's go. Let's go.
Maybe the economy's weaker, so you buy
Ladies and gentlemen, I just exited out of Dow Jones long at 33,327. She's still going. Ooh, yes.
Days are back. Okay, so the economy's a little weaker. I'll go buy the drug stocks. And I think that we feel like a lot of people
She
feel
gonna go. She
that
gonna
the
go.
tyranny of the 10-year
She
has
gonna
made
go.
people blind.
Anyone taking longs? Anyone with me? Wait, where my people at? ES is almost at target, right? I'm looking for ES to get over 4306. ES is almost at target. Okay, I just had exited out of the Dow. I'm gonna watch for another pullback, possibly to scale back in.
This is like a little bit like the old days, except for they're not buying the food stocks. Except for Midwest, which I know you.
Yes, Lamb Weston. Let me give you a name that's not working today. And it's one that we have talked a bit about lately. In fact, the CEO is on with.
Awesome. To profits, my guy. That's what I'm talking about.
Stupid.
Rivian, and by the way,
Oh, absolutely. If ES can get over that, it's game over. Game over. I honestly think if we really catch a nice close above 4304, we're going to see a nice, beautiful spike to 4329. And I intend on catching every bit of it.
they need to raise as much money as they can. They have a lot. What, 9 billion? But they need, because when you lose 30,000 on every automobile, every truck rolling off the
You can make that
assembly
with
plant. Yes, you can. Right. But it takes a while. And so you want as much cash as you possibly can to get you to that point, Jim. And I mean, the consumption of capital in these kinds of companies is enormous. And we know that. We've talked about it. 1.5 billion. These are due senior notes due in 2030. They do have the
So
opportunity to be
that's
redeemed after
that.
October 20th.
Well, good exit, because look at this pullback.
If in fact the last reported sale price per share of Rivian's common stock exceeds 130% of the conversion price, but we haven't gotten that yet.
I'm looking
Chris.
for
They
the
haven't said
H20S.
Well,
Still
Chris,
on
we
the
have a
NQ
situation
long.
where
All right. Be sure to take some profits too, guys. Don't, especially if you're trading the minis. do not be shy to take profits.
And you know, in reading the Isaacson book, you really do get a even better sense of just how focused Musk was all along the way on cost, simplifying, doing more with less, pushing constantly to reduce complexity, and just being unrelenting in and mean. But
Okay,
getting
scaling
it to
back
work.
in.
And you just wonder
Let's
if anybody
go on
is really up to
NQ.
that.
Entry is
Somebody in the room
14,900.
at Tesla. So they have that cost advantage. Maybe Rivian will be able to replicate it at some point. There was a period during which Musk and Tesla obviously needed to hit the
That's
capital
nasty.
markets constantly, and in part his ability to do that ensured future success.
Well, look, I think that this is one worth watching because there's definitely a
Ooh,
for
oh,
their product. Rivian,
that ain't nice.
but
Come on, NQ. That's
they
not
make
nice of
there's
you.
a lot of love for a lot of companies that have failed. I think that management here is very good, but I am very worried that when you did a convertible like that and the stock goes down like this, it means there's less faith than there was in Elon Musk and Tesla after year 2.
Yeah, it's down for 9.
Just do what you're supposed to do. Stop playing with me.
For whatever it's worth, their fiscal 23 delivery target. You had GM put a price target on the strike cost for Q3 at 300 million. And then you had Jonas at Morgan Stanley with this investor survey where he asked, do you expect the D3 to decrease EV spend post-strike? And 57% said yes. As you know, this has been
Detroit 3.
yeah. This has been his take that the strike will bring, I think he said, prosperity through austerity.
Well, I do think that you are going to see, the
That ain't
hybrids are
good.
selling very well. That's really good for Ford.
Ooh,
I think
what a
that
retrace.
the Congress does not finance all this different debt for the batteries. Yeah, I think they'll make the batteries in Mexico.
Okay, you're fine. You're talking up Mexico.
Well, we're talking Mexico because Mexico's the nuclear weapon. It's a nuclear option that they've not used with FAME. I gotta tell you, they've been playing with kick laws with FAME. And they're not going directly to the rank and file yet, which would be outrageous to FAME, but FAME does not have a huge mandate.
You pointed that out.
Well, you go to the rank and file at Ford. I mean, remember those people, David, are not making that much right now.
Right.
And they were being paid 100 G's at Ford on average, and now they're making, 500 a week from the strike fund? Well, there's a disparity there. Meanwhile, Ford stock, I know Ford stock's going to turn. I'm not going to defend it.
Don't often go over to France, guys, but I'm going to do that. France, because of Alstom, which is one of the larger companies. Apparently, train manufacturing is having a rough go. This is an important stock over there. I mean, they basically had to suspend trading in the shares on the power stock.
Where's the rip?
That business.
Well, they sold the power business to GE. Remember?
It's that wasn't Colt.
Say again?
That wasn't Colt.
That was not. That was in. I believe that was in.
Come on.
Take a look. Look at what's going on here, guys. This is not an insignificant company.
Oh my!
And just to give you a sense as to
It's one of
why,
the biggest employers in France.
they had been looking for free cash flow to be negative, but 40 odd million euros negative. Now 1.15 billion euro negative is what it came in at. Also free cash flow in the range of negative 500 to 750 million euros for the full year, where they had been saying previously it would be positive. It's not pretty. Call last night, I'm just looking at some notes. It was uncomfortable, bordering on offensive for some of the analysts who've recently turned buyers on management's reassurances, despite the predominant issue presumably happening throughout the year. Some of it may have to do with combining with Bombardier or what hasn't gone well there. They flatly ruled out an equity raise and pointed to numerous credit facilities. No major debt maturities until October of 2026. No covenants. Access to a 2.5 billion euro CP program. But you can see when you get to start to talk about things like that, things are not great. Wanted to point that out. We don't often go there, but this is, as Jim just said, an important employer as well.
That was a big issue when GE bought them. Remember, it became an issue to the government.
It sure did. That's right. That's right. Exactly.
That's
When GE bought the power generation
It's
business.
devastating.
Yeah.
Spain's the strongest country in Europe.
Spain.
Spain's very strong.
Anytime you want to go to Madrid, I'll be there.
Oh, well, Banco Santander's
awesome place.
doing quite well. Spain has got tremendous growth. I don't know, just pointing it out.
I appreciate you doing that.
The problem, Costco Spain is very small.
Interesting. Yeah, Black Friday is 50 days away as of right now. We did get some
Just a bit, just a bit.
online holiday forecasts today, Jim. They're looking for growth of 4.8. But a lot of that's
Let's
gonna
see
be
if
on the
this
back of aggressive discounting.
holds. So I have this level right here on
I mean, look, I think that
NAS. I'm posting the link right now in the chat.
I mean, you get the sense that Amazon.
So let's see if this holds.
Somehow, they're not. They can be bad for margins. Now I know when I spoke to Macy's, Jeff Gannett, Tony Spring think it's going to be a terrific holiday season. So
Why do they think that, Jim?
well, they think that first of all, they think they got the right merchandise, shifting more to Bloomingdale's, but they expect more travel.
Okay.
And when you have travel, remember, a lot of their, not a plurality, but a big chunk of their sales are Herald Square.
People visiting New York or visiting other places.
Right. And China,
Right.
You know, a lot of people just wish it were a little bit less hard on China, but there's some more travel coming from China. Not as much, nearly as much as there
Nothing's
was.
not there what there was.
Oh,
Chinese.
it's one
You see the discounting going on at Disney parks.
Okay, so
He's
let's
on
go.
the wire today,
Let's
cutting
go over that.
tickets as low as $50.
Okay, so
kids.
Florida's definitely weaker. There's no doubt about it. California's on fire. China is amazingly strong. The cruise ships are operating full, 5 cruise. So you've got one park that definitely has some weakness. But now this is what's important. It's still better than pre-COVID.
Damn, what? Stop, man. Make up your damn mind.
Orlando is weaker.
Right.
California's
There you go.
Very strong.
do any reason
Ours is not the reason why. Ours is just to tell the truth. Now, what's interesting is that Walt Disney was at 110 last time we got these numbers when 2019 numbers, and these are better than 2019, but nobody cares because this is what I call a down stock.
it is a down stock. They had their investor day recently. Didn't really tell us too much other than what they're going to spend in the parks over the next 10 years, which was significantly more than they spent over the last 10. Parks obviously is the key cash flow contributor to this company without a doubt.
I'm gonna add to NQ at 14,860.
It's also just because of confusion amongst investors and trying to understand the real story here when it comes to the other parts of the business. Talking about direct to consumer, what the cost of Hulu is going to be. They're now negotiating, or what that period has started with our parent company Comcast for their 33% stake, or roughly. What happens to the future of ESPN? You're certainly not going to get, from what I hear, any leagues that are going to be your partner. But will, as you pointed out, will there be another partner? Is that possible?
They have the balance sheet to do it. I think people misinterpret that. Their balance sheet has gotten better. I misinterpreted it. I thought their balance sheet wasn't good.
Here you're talking about Disney. Their balance sheet
Their
is
balance sheet
better.
would be much better than I had initially thought. I did not know how much they had rebuilt in coffers. So I'm not as fearful. Now you can say, well, yeah, of course, because you own the stock, the Chapel Trust. But look, I don't understand the stock. The stock is just as if they are a pitiful, helpless giant and could do nothing right. And yet, if you have California great, if you have Beijing great, Shanghai, you have Shanghai great, you have California great, you have Florida above 2019, and you have better balance sheet.
Come
I don't
on,
understand
bro.
the panic on this stuff.
I mean, I think to David's point, there's a bottleneck of deal flow that's sort of interrupting the operations narrative. Hulu, ESPN, ABC, got Charter out of the way at least, but it is the third worst down name over 12 months.
No, it is incredible. I keep thinking that Apple.
Okay, all right.
Was in the Apple presentation for the Vision Pro. I'm skeptical of the Vision Pro and its price. But why couldn't Apple be a
Man, I heard Disney tickets.
They
was
conceivably
low.
brought in-
What? Really? Where?
It's unclear. I haven't
Start
heard much in
trading
terms of
anyway
updating where they
further.
really are.
Yeah, if you got funded, so if you passed the real prop firm funded phase 2, no, let me see. Oh yeah, if you passed phase 1, yeah. So now you should receive phase 2 credentials in the next couple of hours.
Finally, guys, just real quick, I did want to add, Verizon Amgen's closing tomorrow. We followed follows this deal very closely.
For Amgen.
Remember, of course, it had importance on the antitrust front. Unexpectedly faced opposition from the FTC, quickly overcame it. They did reach a settlement, which didn't really require much of Amgen because it wasn't planning on bundling anyway. But that's going to close tomorrow. Next, maybe 2 to 3 weeks is what I'm hearing on CGen, Pfizer in terms of complying with the second request. And then obviously we're also probably days, if not more than a couple of weeks away
Come
from
on now,
Microsoft
stop
acquisition.
playing with me.
So 3 of the biggest deals. One will close tomorrow, 2 more headed towards close very soon.
You can raise numbers on Amgen when that deal closes. I think that's important. This is a very good franchise for them. Yeah, they were surprised that it was opposed. given the
Okay,
fact
it's
that
looking like a double bottom on the 5-minute chart on NQ.
they were not doing it.
Let's see if we hold this.
Accused of, he was accused of being
Nope, we're breaking, so I might have to cut out.
Said the FTC is overstepped. It's overstepped.
As we go to break, let's watch bonds again. 5 Fed speakers today. Mester, Kashkari, Bostic, Daly, Barkin, and Barr. You can see the 10-year still holding just below 472. Not a great open equity-wise. All sectors are red with the exception of healthcare, barely positive. We'll be right back.
NQ hold that double bottom right now. Let's see if it does. You're welcome. She playing. Nah, it broke it. Come on. All right. All right. Okay. Live, live, live. Right? I know. Oof. Yo, they are not being kind today.
Order filled.
Come on. Come on, you're right there. You're right there. Pick up, pick up.
Filled. Order filled.
There
Not too
goes
many
that.
underperforms on Carrier Global on the street, but today B of A does cut to underperform. They were at 62, they go to 55. Nervous
Gone,
about some
gone.
very specific markets. The heat pump market in the EU, the commercial HVAC business in the United States. Shares down about 2.5% and not a great tape. We'll get stopped trading with Jim after a short break.
Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Straight Plymouth. Uh, yeah, it's well, we'll see. We might get below 14,800. Mm, mm, mm. 1400 volts. This is when it hurts that I didn't trade again. Hey, at least you were correct. So, what was your analysis? Hmm.
Athletics.com.
It's time for Jim and Stop Trading.
Situations out there right now. Slender Randall's clothes. They did have that hat. Looks like it's the same hat that people who scattered spider went in from the casinos. What's difficult here is, first of all, the people, analysts did think they would still turn positive numbers, maybe mid-single digit organic, and it's just going to be down very badly. But second, the lingo of the actual release makes it sound like that they haven't really gotten to the bottom of it yet, which is one of the reasons why it's down more than it was initially, because if they haven't gotten the bottom of it, then you're not going to get the snapback that a lot of people felt that could happen. I think she's a very good CEO. She's been very forward about what's happening. It's a terrific brand, but obviously people have said they can't get a handle on this thing. And if they can't get a handle on it, then it's hard to be able to say it's going to snap back.
Most impactful
Yes.
cyber attack you've seen.
I just think that you have to buy these cyber tech companies because
You.
this is one where Okta would tell you, great, but that's a self-identification company.
Oh, okay,
That you
G.
have at Okta is something that Todd McKinnon came on and said, look, when you have these employees who are trusting and they help other employees and you're imitating an employee, when you're an imposter, you'll give up the keys to the kingdom. So it really doesn't matter whether you have Okta in there or whatever. But the idea is that maybe they'll go after someone else if you have the full suite, because it's just like that's the locked card versus the unlocked card in the party.
Yeah. All
Okay,
that
okay.
training actually is for something.
Just don't give up the information and just presume that the other person is not being used.
How about tonight?
Okay, so I have the ridiculous constellation before there even is a conference call. The stock is down. You just give me a break. It's wine and spirits this week. If they get rid of wine and spirits, outlaw. But I think Elliott might look at their November 2nd meeting. You'll feel like a dope if you sell the stock here. Sean Connolly, there's the situation where the estimates were beaten when it comes to the bottom line, but not the top
So we're
line.
actually
in
at
terms
a
of sales.
38.
Then Levi is always controversial because
Fed.
are people buying? It's not clear. You mentioned Macy's. They need apparel sales.
It's a good show.
It is indeed. Yes.
Yes. Stuff. We'll see you tonight, Jimmy. 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and money, of course. We'll take a break here. Market's down a little bit, trying to hold 42.50. Don't go anywhere.
Dow's picking up steam. Let's see. Up here. Okay, okay. Okay. None of them are from the highs. Could be setting up now. Still down, still down. ACL. All right.
Today with David Faber, live at post 9
Yeah.
of the New York Stock Exchange. Sarah Eisen's live at 30 Rock this hour. Check in with her in just a moment. Pretty muted open, down about 30, S&P down 12. Decent mix this morning of some data between Challenger and claims and some Fed speak. 5 Fed speakers as all attention, Sarah, is still on
Of course.
The trading session for all here are 3 big movers we are watching. Starting with Rivian, shares getting slammed on news that it plans to offer $1.5 billion worth of convertible debt. The EV maker also issued preliminary quarterly sales estimates that were in line with expectations. Clorox is under pressure as well, warning that quarterly sales and profit took a big hit tied to the August cyber attack that significantly affected its operations.
Stopped out of
and led to
NQ.
product shortages. Stock's down 7.25%. And watch Constellation in the red after results showed that weak wine and spirit sales were a factor, but otherwise it was a positive quarter. Constellation's conference call kicks out this hour. We're monitoring it, and we'll bring you any headlines that cross. But guys, I think we have to talk about the big news of the day, and it's not positive if you are looking to buy bonds and looking for some relief, and that is jobless claims. We're just not in recession. Jobless claims is one of the best indications for how companies are operating and whether they're seeing stress, because it reflects whether they're laying off workers. And we continue to be at these very low levels. They only increased 2,000 last week, and they're up to what, 207, 208. There's the 4-week moving average. It shows this step down. There just is a historically low amount of Americans every week filing for unemployment claims. The continuing claims number, which is also a good snapshot, Carl, is showing that those are those that are still on jobless benefits. It continues to remain low. 164 to 6,000 versus 165 the week before. So if you're looking for a recession, or if investors need to see that to get some sort of relief in bonds, we're just not seeing it.
Yeah, went from what, 202, 205, 207. It's hard to imagine anyone's looking at that chart, Sarah, and saying we put in a definitive bottom, even after ADP, for example, yesterday, and depending on what the jobs number says tomorrow.
Yeah, market liked the ADP number yesterday because it was weak, but there's not that much of a correlation with jobs. There's a lot resting on tomorrow's jobs report. The expectations are coming in around 170,000 or just slightly less than that, which would show continued evidence that there's less hiring in this economy, but that there still is
Moving
hiring.
super
And things
slow
are
right
on track.
now.
Look, here's the setup. If you add these strong jobless claims numbers and overall strong labor market numbers to some of the other factors at work right now, the Federal Reserve making it very clear it's in no rush to cut rates and that it's going to remain high for a long time, and higher than, say, Europe and China and Japan, because our economy's in better shape and the Fed is singing the higher for longer too.
Excuse me.
The fact that inflation is still persistently above the Fed's target. It's coming down, sure, but it's still higher than that. The fact that the Fed is tightening in the form of reducing its balance sheet. I'm going through, David, all the reasons for why we have seen this sharp and somewhat sudden sell-off, which has pushed yields to these high levels. And you add that to now the concerns about the supply and demand mismatch on treasuries, and you've got this recipe for what has been a pretty violent bond sell-off. We're seeing a little bit relief today. Maybe equities can rally off of that, but that's been the theme. And until something stands in the way, like significantly weaker economic data or a major equity tantrum, it's hard to see what reverses it.
Well, I mean, Sarah, listen, you were starting to talk about supply-demand imbalance some time
Ooh,
ago.
still
We've been talking
going.
about it on the show
Still
again,
going.
really for weeks. It now seems to have come to the fore in so many of the notes and so much of the analysis and the coverage in general of the bond market. You know, do we have anything definitive? Because if, again, as we pointed out so
I
many
wonder
times,
if I can.
if this is sort of what we're
Let's
dealing
see
with, it's not going to go
something.
away anytime soon, given the deficits that we're going to be generating this year, next year, and in years to come.
Yeah, that's what we do. We try to get ahead of the research notes, but there is a good one today that Torsten Slok of Apollo put out on just how much more Treasury issuance has to happen in the coming year. He looked at all
This
the
is the
accounts
day to
across
buy
maturities, all
every
the bonds that need to be
pullback.
issued this year in yellow, 2024 in blue, and the percentage above yellow.
Probably, yeah.
So on
Tomorrow
average,
we have NFP, which comes out every first Friday of the month.
to fund the deficit, and that's something that the market has been paying increasing attention to. Now, I don't want to overhype it, David, because it's not like we hear bond vigilantes. We worry about defaults. We worry about austerity, that sort of thing. It's not a full-on fiscal panic. I think if it was, you wouldn't see the dollar strengthening. You'd be dumping the dollar if there were some serious questions about the U.S.'s ability and the credibility here. But it's clearly a factor out there, and so it's adding to the mix. The pervasive theme is the higher for longer, no question about it. But I think that investors are eyeing that issuance calendar, and they're eyeing deficits, and they're eyeing a potential another looming shutdown. All the research notes said yesterday, including Goldman Sachs, that Kevin McCarthy's ouster increases the odds of a government shutdown. And November 17th, when there's their next deadline, they kick that can down the road because they can't fund the government. It's all playing into it. It's certainly part of the story.
Yeah, lucky for us, Fitch said that a shutdown probably wouldn't affect their ratings since they already factored that into the August downgrade. As for the consumer, guys, pretty interesting comments. We're going to talk about oil, David, in a moment, what that might mean for the consumer given the demand data that we got yesterday, worst for this time of year in 23 years. But these headlines out of ConAgra, Sarah, consumers moving away from convenience into more staples like canned tomatoes and chili, trying to make meals stretch a little bit longer.
I saw that, yeah. They've been actively reducing their remnant household inventory for the pandemic as well. They typically, they say that convenience-oriented items, typically top consumer priorities, have lagged as shoppers have turned to more hands-on food prep to get additional bang for their buck.
That's
It
pretty
kind of
freaking
jives with
sweet.
what we're hearing across, which is that the pressure is on for especially the low-income consumer, and habits are changing right
More
now.
downside.
Reprioritization is a word that I'm hearing a lot across these conference calls among
So
consumers
Nasdaq is
that are
probably
paying
gonna end up doing a reversal around this level right here. Around I'll probably say probably closer to 14.7 25 area.
reducing its prices for children's tickets at Disney World on signs that all that pent-up travel demand may finally be cooling off. You know, little signs everywhere. But overall, what it's adding up to is nothing that would cause the Fed to rethink, for instance, its higher for longer policy. But we do have to watch this stuff.
Yeah, finally, just Sarah, I mean, you mentioned the dollar. We saw it, but to your point, it's not an environment, given everything else you've described, that would necessarily mean the dollar should be as strong as it is. What explains what's, I mean, obviously higher rates is helping, but just give us a sense here as to what has really been that turn.
Well, the major pull on the dollar is yields. So currencies chase yields, right? You always chase the higher return. So when U.S. Treasury yields go up, the dollar tracks it higher. That's just the simple explanation. What's underlying there is that it's all relative when it comes to currencies. So our economy's in better shape. Our Fed is singing the higher for longer tune, more so than Europe. Have you seen the European data? I mean, it shows that they are a lot closer to recession, if not in one, especially for their largest economy, Germany, than we are. Japan
That it
going
would've.
completely the other way and still buying bonds, trying to maintain its yield curve control. So for the dollar, it's a relative strength and high yield play in this type of economic environment.
Meantime, then you got oil. We'll see if that's a tell as well. Down today after sinking more than 5% on Wednesday. That is the biggest one-day drop in over a year. WTI crude now trading.
Volume is really low right now. So I'm just gonna wait. So in the meantime, if you guys have any questions in regards to trading, futures, commodities, forex, even stocks, feel free to ask platform questions.
So essentially, that's what's caused gasoline cracks to collapse. And additionally, as you mentioned, you've had very weak demand. So we're coming in. We've called the peak in U.S. gasoline demand here in 2019. What we're looking at here is very weak demand. You have a weak consumer, a strong dollar. There's a lot of things working hard against oil here, and that's why we're selling off so aggressively.
Does OPEC respond again?
Well, that's a major problem for OPEC because Saudi's now at 9 million barrels a day. It's already got 2 million barrels a day of spare capacity. Does Saudi go? Actually, will force the market to stay higher by going down to 8 million barrels a day. They've done that in the past, but the problem for them is they're losing a tremendous amount of market share. What the administration has done here is it's shifted from using the SPR to pressure prices to using geopolitics to allowing Venezuelan exports, to allowing Iranian smuggling, to turning a blind eye to Russia. All of those things haven't really been appreciated by the market, I don't think, but essentially have allowed for much more oil supply from sanctioned nations.
And where are we in the U.S.? I mean, are we right around 12 million a day, something in there? Or are we expected to go higher?
We're at record highs. I mean, as you know, the rig count is coming down, so that's unlikely to go a lot higher. But I would say that U.S. production has been very resilient, especially given the oil rig count has been down quite a bit. So U.S. is doing well. By the way, the other thing that you've talked about is the dollar. And of course, with us now being huge oil exporters, even huger gas exporters, we've broken the relationship to the dollar, but we're seeing it really nervously because, of course, now we see a strong dollar. Suddenly oil's collapsing, and you're like, actually, maybe this is a major issue because, of course, in India, in Brazil, in China, dollar prices are very, very high. Turkey.
Sarah?
I mean, no, my question is really just on the price action, Paul. I mean, you're talking about it like it's normal supply and demand type movers, but Brent crude oil was at 97, above 97 last week. We were talking about $100 a barrel oil, and now we're back down to 95. These are abnormally large and volatile moves, aren't they? What accounts for
They
that?
really are. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a massive move. I mean, after 30 years covering oil, I was around the last time we had a drop that big, but as you said, it's a good long while since we had that. At this level, as you know, machines trade the market. I think it's very much a risk-off move. The market just decides to dump. We thought maybe that we could go higher on speculative interest. So the speculative interest before this run was very low. We got up to neutral levels of speculative interest, and our view was that our shot at 100 was that speculators would pile in. The problem is, as you know, risk off turned into risk off, and that became, the speculators running for the exits again. There's still a lot of things that can happen with oil. We don't know which way Putin's going to go. We don't know. Yes, this week we had an outage on a major Canadian pipeline that would have been significant. So you never quite know, especially not heading into winter. But the reality is that this gas, the single biggest element of the global oil market is US gasoline. We consume not far off 1 in 10 barrels just in US cars. When it's as weak as it came in yesterday and it had already been weak the week before, it becomes a major problem for the global oil market.
So implications for retail gas prices here.
Down.
330.
Going down. I mean, there's no question about it. The wholesale gasoline price is a big part of the margin falling. Now, the wholesale price is not off as much as refining margins, because obviously the crude price was forced up by Saudi. But you can see that now the refiners are going into turnaround season in a big way. So crude demand here is down 1 million barrels a day on lower refining utilization. And that's where Saudi has the problem. If we just look through wholesale gasoline prices, you will be seeing lower prices at the pump over the coming months, quite a lot lower.
I listen, I know it's such a small percentage of overall, but you do have to wonder. I mean, Tesla is selling 2 million vehicles a year in the United States now. Is there going to be an impact? Is there on overall demand for gasoline, as you say, if we consume 1 of every 10 barrels in the world just for that?
We called peak US gasoline demand in 2019, and Tesla's part of that. But the other thing people miss is that conventional cars, the average conventional car is 40% more efficient than the one it scraps from 15 years ago. And as you see, it's not so much the penetration of EV, which has been disappointing apart from Tesla. It's actually the hybrids. The engines all shut off, as you know, in traffic, etc. And then we had high gasoline prices at the pump at a time that the consumer's weakening. And as you mentioned earlier with ConAgra, as low-income people get affected by high gasoline prices, they basically drive less. Or they have a fixed budget for gasoline, and they just simply drive less miles. I think that's what's coming through pretty strongly here.
Paul, it's a great look at the market overall, and there's a lot to devour. Thanks for coming in.
It's a pleasure. Thanks. See you again.
Sarah?
All right, as we head to break, here's our roadmap for the rest of the hour. A crisis of confidence for utilities. What investors need to know about the S&P's worst performing sector of the year.
Plus, what Constellation's results are saying about the consumer, and key headlines from their conference call gets underway in just a few minutes.
Also, B of A and Citi trading close to 2020 lows. Can you bank on the financials with these soaring yields a couple of weeks ahead of earnings season? We'll talk about that when Squawk on the Street comes back.
Okay, Dow Jones catching a bit. Nice. Now your ass to get over. Might she be ready now? Might she
Welcome back to
be
Smoke on the
ready?
Street. Stocks lower, but trying to hold steady here. Rising yields continue to be front and center for investors. Joining us at Post 9, RBC Capital Markets Head of Equity Strategy, Lori Calvasina, with her target of 42.50. You were here a few days ago, Lori. We talked about the target.
Oh, we
Has the
got
yield
volume
picture
coming in
since
now.
then changed anything in the playbook?
Not really. You know, it's funny. A couple weeks ago, I put some stress tests, and actually, I thought I was going to get all these questions. If yields are at X, what should the PE multiple be? And so I put these stress tests out. We found that if you took a 6% 10-year yield and ran it against our regression, and our data goes back to 1962 and just says, you know, if the yield is X, what should the trailing PE be? It spit out the number 19.4. And if you multiply that against our earnings number of 220
Yeah, I
for
really
this year,
got no
we
questions,
get
huh?
to about 4,200 on the S&P. So it sort of, you know, explains to me why we're sort of meandering around this level right now.
But you got a lot of individual stocks and or even sectors that are getting hit as a result of indebtedness, refinancing needs, just sensitivity to interest rates. And that starts to add up.
It does. And, you know, that's been a big concern on the small cap space right now. And it's interesting because the data you can pull in the small cap space, you know, whether you're looking at the effective interest rate, the amount of variable rate debt, it's not quite as bad as people have in mind, but there is a lot of opacity around some of that data. So I think you're just seeing the market say we're going to shoot first and think later right now. And that's really what I think happens when you have a very fierce, quick move up in yields is you shoot first and think later.
Right. But is there a playbook that anything that history can tell us in terms of what the right thing to do is during that kind of period?
Well, typically, the thing you want
This
to
is
do
just
when
horrible.
bond yields are surging is buy things like energy and
Something
financials. And those
else.
were working, or at least energy was working until recently. And now, you know, as Halima was saying this morning with Sorkin, you know, you're sort of caught up in a macro storm there that's overwhelming the fundamentals. But I think that's what's interesting is because this bond yield move tells you to beat up on the growth sectors, and we were doing that. But at least as of, you know, about 20 minutes ago, we looked like we were getting a little bit of stabilization there. So I think the market is just fighting a lot of very complex cross currents. It can focus on one thing for a few minutes and then it shifts to something else.
But Lori, isn't the problem with the higher yields that it increases the odds of a hard landing or a recession, the consumer shock, which if you say that the market's resilience this year is built on the soft landing narrative, doesn't this just throw that out the window? No matter what the level of yield is, the speed of the move that we're seeing so far just might be too much at a time where, you know, student loan payment resumptions, we're seeing all these strikes, the job market is starting to weaken a little bit. I don't have to tell you all the headwinds.
No, I think that's a good point. You know, I think a couple of weeks ago I was talking to someone and we sort of decided that it felt like the soft landing pendulum had swung too far back in the complacency direction, that we've kind of oscillated back and forth between we're definitely having a recession, we're definitely not having a recession. So maybe it was just time for that pendulum to switch back. But you're absolutely right, Sarah. I mean, when we've tested sector performance against moves in bond yields, one of the most consistent relationships you see over time is that the consumer sector, at least, the discretionary sector, underperforms pretty badly. Now, I do think that whether or not you're sort of saying we're going to have a soft landing or maybe just a mild recession, we know growth is going to stink for a while. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons why things like tech are getting a little bit of stability today. Even though they should get beaten up by the bond yield, if the impact is the negative knock-on effects to the economy, you do actually want to be in secular growth stocks in this environment. That's why this just feels like it's enormously complex right now.
I mean, it's a really interesting point because I was going to ask you, if you're worried about the economic environment and the shift to the hard landing, you would go to staples or utilities. But guess what? Those are performing even worse than the cyclicals right now because of the yield move. And then you'd go to technology during the
This
low
is just
environment.
horrible
But that's
price
hurting you
action.
too, right? When it comes to the multiples and which sector tends to get hurt. So it's a tough call.
It's a really complex call. You know, utilities is really funny. You know, I was telling Carlos David over the break that someone was making an argument to me right before utilities cracked to value it on a PEG ratio, and it didn't look that expensive because I was actually pushing back against the move, saying, hey, it's too expensive in here. I don't care if the market takes a breather. I'd rather play defense in something like healthcare, which doesn't have fundamental problems to the same extent. You know, it has better valuations. And I thought it was funny that we saw that sector, you know, when people were trying to, you know, kind of stretch to make valuation arguments, that suddenly we saw the bottom fall out from it. So I think there just aren't good choices in defensives right now. Staples, I think, has a pricing problem. And you're starting to hear a lot of companies across different sectors and industries say, look, inflation is moderating. We don't have as much pricing power as we used to. And Staples is caught right in the crosshairs of that. So it's hard to play defense there, too.
Finally, there have been a couple of notes today on the street arguing that the only thing that brings bond stability is a hard sell-off in risk assets. And there's been analogs to 87 in the way yields crept up into October. Do those interest you at all?
So, you know, we've had a lousy September. We didn't have a great August. If you look at the recent history,
And we ain't having a good October so far.
Months, it's not, you know, kind of like a 3-month stretch. So I've been hoping to get some stability in here. I do think that things have been pretty orderly so far. I mean, it feels to me like there's a
I
little
know
bit of a cycle out there
this
that's
is
kind of creeping
horrible.
around. So tech was
Traded.
working, okay, let's shoot that. Utilities are working, okay, let's shoot that. Energy is working, okay, let's shoot that. But so far it seemed kind of quiet, stealth, and not
Possibly, because honestly it could probably go lower. Because right here at 14,566 is a gap that it still hasn't filled.
Find out why and what's driving this downturn. Straight ahead. Squawk on the Street. We'll be right back.
Man, this is just ridiculous. Half hour to go.
Welcome back to Squawk on the Street. Let's get a check on crypto today. Bitcoin up more than 3% on the week. Despite a volatile
Are we catching up with it?
Slide on the pimp gang with my pinky ring. Lot of gang, lot of bitches in the icy chain. While you claim that you rich, that's a false claim. I be straight to the whip, no baggage claim. Whole out of style, can't even pronounce the name. You ain't got no style, see you on my Instagram. I be rocking it like it's fresh out the pan. Only when I'm taking pics, I'm the middleman. Walk talking like a boss, I just lift a hand. 3 million cash, call me Rain Man. Money like a shower, that's my rain dance. And we all in black, like it's gangland. Say the wrong words, you be hangman. Why me stick to your face like it's spray tan? Mister, what kind of car you in? In the city, know my name, nigga, I ain't gotta say it. She can get a taste. She can get a taste. Fuck what a nigga say. It's all the same like Mary Kate. you taste. Let you get a taste. Order filled. Do you let it taste? Yeah, that's cool, but he ain't like me. A lot of order filled. Me niggas wanna fight me. Nigga, get your ass checked like a fucking Nike. Me not icy, that's unlikely. And she gon' suck me like a fucking high C. All chains on the neck for the whole team. And I feel like Gucci with the ice cream. And my bitch with the Fenty, not the Maybelline. I'm the black JB, the way these bitches scream. Makes bitches scream. Pretty little thing. Like my nigga A.E. Say, yeah, me. She can get a taste. She can get a taste. Fuck what a nigga say. It's all the same like Mary Kate. She can get a taste. Let you get a taste. Do you let it taste? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'ma put the drugs on the plate. Yeah, ice place niggas on the tape. Easy grapes, maybe with the Drake crush. Long face in the rave, got the shit from baby. Diamonds such a part, you can get hard. Rocks in hard, had it on hard. Shot to the shell, we gon' always hit the stars. Popcorn, bitch, shell popping at the car. 34, pulling outside, drop hard. 4, 8. First generation. Take a get on top of me and rub me like a heart. She wanna keep me company and never want to part. Yeah, fish tail in the parking lot. I don't get with these niggas cause they talk about you. Yeah, and I got the bottom, baby, stuck it out. Yeah, been in my back pocket like it's a wallet. The way she suck it like a jolly. Suck it up and put her with the whole project. She got the paddock on watermarks. I'm rich in real life, I get that profit copy. She can get a taste. Let you get a taste. Do you let it taste? Yeah, that's cool, but he ain't like me. LA, you can get a taste. Miami, you can get a taste. Oakland, you can get a taste. New York, do you let it taste? Chi-town, you can get a taste. Kingston, you can get a taste. Portland, you can get a taste. OC, let the bitch taste. She can get a taste. She can get a taste. Do you let it taste? Worldwide, they gon' get a taste.
Did a quick scalp on there.
She coming that time, I'll push it aside. Wonderful vibe, wonderful night. Try all again, if you not. Off in this club, up in the grind. Who made it flood? You can see the signs. We put out the feathers for this type of weather. She put her in the club to bust up a girl. She came with a man, I called in the sub. She giving all us, we know about the money. She put in my hand, don't know what it was. She knows such a fan, but don't know enough. I trust is a nigga we trust. Sipping on water to touch. She got her fans, she need her buzz. Might give her a chance, it's giving up. Out of the trance, it's giving up. Not on the sands, it's giving up. Nigga with bands, it's giving up. A nigga with plans, it's giving up. Still in the gym, ain't the damn plans. I like it for real, they give it up. Like they not real, they give it up. Like if you got the steal, they give it up. Taking these M's, they giving us. Around, I feel like it's 10 of us. Like an animal. I made this shit look like a cinema. Take off the top, baby, let's ride. On with my dog, I be the side. She want the boss, the one on the track. I know the track, girl. I'm like the one that just go we ride. I think it comes straight, well in the tab. We'll put the hoes on the boat till they tab. Get right on. You know what I mean? Just keep the shit real. Prep the song. Fuck up the city like us when you ring. I'm 40 years old. New York hit me like I'm going to the down. Shower, honey came on bar. Shaking out down my tits. For the they call me six. It ain't no why please rest. If you wanna hold, I call you six. Got the licks so bad it's dangerous. I've been
Okay, let's go. Nothing, follow through.
Stocks moving up. We're not seeing it right now. It's very binary. It's basically what would it take to get 10-year yields down?
We want markets to de-stress. That's why we should terminated spend to raise the time. So instead of wasting working, you just optimize and spend economies. And you should want bears now. You can't replace all the earth with the aim of success. Work hard.
Look under the surface, NVIDIA, AMD, they're all down 8.
Looking for the taste of authentic Mexican cuisine? Condesa Restaurante Mexicano will captivate your senses from the very first bite. At Condesa, everything is made from scratch, using only the finest ingredients. We combine unique flavors to create our signature dishes that you simply won't find anywhere else. With locations in both Rhode Island and Massachusetts, our restaurants are close to home. Visit us online at CondesaRestaurant.com to review our menus and catering options, or to learn about our exclusive tequila club. Condesa de mi barrio a tu mesa.
Hi, this is Tom Marshall from Marshall Building in Vermont. Are you thinking of a beautiful new roof, siding, and windows for your home, wondering which colors to choose and how much the project will cost? Our team can walk you through that process, give you a free quote, and create a digital image of what your home would look like. Find out just how affordable and beautiful new roofing, siding, and windows can be with Marshall. For award-winning work, no money down, thousands of five-star reviews. Why settle for less? Get more with Marshall. Remember, we are your local roofing, siding, growth.
Daily's not looking too good on NQ. Nothing seems to be able to hold these pops that they're doing. So right here on NASDAQ that I have marked off at 14,566, we can see that this was a gap up that hasn't fully gotten filled. It came close to here, but it didn't quite fill it. So now some people will consider, once a price comes into the wick of where it gapped up, they'll consider that being filled. But for me, I don't consider it filled until it really tests the body. So wherever the body of the candle closed at is where I'm looking for price to come down fully. And you can see right here, we came a couple of times, got real close. So right now it's looking like we're making our way back down to that and fully take it out. So I'm done for the day. I'm not going to be taking any more trades unless we take out this 14,566, which is the gap fill. So if we take that out, then yes, I'll probably look for a bounce play. But if not, if we stay within this range, I'm just not going to touch it.
The whole resilience theme that I think the market's having a hard time digesting.
Yeah, we're gonna go below this.
The deficit just because net interest payments are headed towards 3% of nominal GDP, and you used to think that might be some sort of cap or the sustainable level of deficits, and we're looking at beyond that, 6, 7, 8% deficits for the foreseeable future. So fiscal doesn't look great. Higher net interest payments, and how that gets resolved.
My phone just froze for a second. Listen, this week, literally all across brokerages, we've been having some technical issues where charts were lagging, charts were not loading up. That happened on MT4, that happened on Tradeovate. Even this morning, it was kind of happening a little bit on Thinkorswim. So that's just something that, we're gonna have to deal with as traders. Things are gonna happen beyond our control. You should be done for the day. So I don't know what else are you doing, TT. Mm. Buddy, let's see. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Come on. Mm.
42.50 again. Another 52-week lows today. Let's get some of them top show. Hey, Don.
Carl, there are roughly 20 of them so far. 52-week lows or worse at this point in the morning right now. We'll see what happens with the market if it does decelerate a bit. But thematically, there are certain ones out there that are getting some attention. On the consumer staple side of things, you check out names like Clorox. We'll talk about that. David just mentioned that with regard to their earnings report and some of the issues they had with cybersecurity and hacks. Coca-Cola also hitting a new 52-week low today, down 2.5%. ConAgra, Cisco, Target, amongst those consumer staples-oriented names, all hitting 52-week lows. Also, some of the industrial names, consumer discretionary ones, making some 52-week lows as well. 3M on the industrial side, down 1.25%. Dow reported there. General Motors off nearly 1.5%. And C.H. Robinson Worldwide Transportation side of things down 1.5% as well. New 52-week lows there. And then perhaps notable over the last couple of days,
No
between
bed and
yesterday and today,
breakfast. Let's
two
go.
names in particular on the money center bank side of things. Both Citigroup and
Ladies and
yesterday.
gentlemen, I got another 13 minutes to go before I end the stream. So again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Let me check the email, see if I've gotten any emails from y'all. Email. Okay, updated the email here. Chase business. It's simple.
attractive? Why those two?
I regard both of them as very attractive, very cheap. Wells Fargo has some issues in the past with creating false accounts. They've been punished by the Federal Reserve. The stock actually crushed. Very cheap, slowly but surely fixing the business, and very attractive on that basis. Citi is another one that's changing its structure, selling off a lot of the bond businesses. They'll do very well. Third is a regional play. They took out all the banks back in Boston, Silicon Valley fell. And this is just a very attractive company. We're very well positioned, more capital than they need. They're a survivor. They're probably an acquirer, so we want to play them.
Yeah, any concerns at all about the embedded losses in so many of the bond portfolios and banks, whether that will become a concern again? Obviously, those losses don't need to be realized, or often don't, but nonetheless, it did rise up to be a significant concern in the spring.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Investors are well aware of what those losses are. They get reported. So even though they don't
GBP USD.
the balance sheet can be adjusted to reflect them. But there's enough capital at the bank that it shouldn't impair them. And every day that goes by, those bonds come closer to maturity, and so they'll recapture those losses.
Rising yields overall, you've seen this before. Where do you want to be in an environment like this, obviously beyond a couple of those banks?
Well, you really want to be in parts of the economy that are going to grow. Everyone is hit by higher interest rates. The hurdle gets higher, the demand gets larger. So all stocks get hurt. Some get hurt more than others. It depends on their business. Companies that have a high level of debt, like utilities, risk. That's a risk, because you have to keep your duration short.
Nope. Okay, so no emails.
In terms of sectors of the market, consumer staples tend to trade at high PE multiples, and yet the growth rates are low. And so that's a bad combination in a rising rate environment. So I'd rather keep my consumer staples to split the allocation.
Oh, you filled me. How kind of you.
Portfolios that beat income. I like business development companies, BDCs. They're very attractive, high yield. I also like pipelines, oil and gas pipelines. Demand for energy continues to rise, and those companies are doing very well and paying large distributions.
Okay. We bottom pick, not reversal for the London close.
Thank you.
Meantime, some fresh results on the Constellation. We're going to break down those numbers in a moment. We come back after a short break.
Hmm? Yep, that's what I'll be looking for.
Since the controversy, but really you're seeing brands within the Constellation Brands portfolio seeing the benefit, right? You have Modelo, you have Pacifico.
I love watching sports, but with so many choices out there, it's been hard to know where to turn. But now, thanks to AI, it's so easy.
Industry-wide.
Just watch Peacock. They got the most live sports of any stream.
All my favorite sports all in one place. How easy is that?
Gotcha.
Thanks, Allen Iverson. AI really is the answer.
Never heard that before.
Talked a bit this morning about standouts, whether they be higher or lower. Rivian, of course, cheaper months down 18% on the blue to blue. That's this $1.5 billion offering it's proposing. It's green convertible debt, but obviously it would have a dilutive impact potentially. Let's look at Anheuser-Busch as well, which is actually up. Just heard Brandon talking about Constellation, the loss of share there from Bud Light. That does it for yeah, there's Rivian. Thank you, guys. Just getting crushed. Again, you got to raise a lot of money when you're losing 30,000 or so with each vehicle that rolls off the line. At least as of now. Spark Street comes back right for this.
Yo, yo.
Yo, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? How's it going? Pretty good, man. Can't complain. Can't complain.
So you were talking about that line of credit, right?
No, so you're talking about the trader that's 16 and might be getting a payout or something like that from the prop firm, right?
Right. So like, my fear is that I'm gonna be like, we're gonna grab a prop and basically be like, dead end. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, so basically what you want to tell him to do is create an LLC. So depending if I'm assuming he probably lives, it doesn't matter if he lives in the US or out of the US. There's no age requirement for you to start a business. Once he starts the business, he can then go to irs.gov and apply for an EIN number. Now, there are services out there that will charge you a fee to do all of that for you, but he can do it himself. And essentially, what he wants to classify his business as, either as a consultant or as a marketing company, because essentially, when we're trading with funded accounts, prop firms, we're essentially testing out their softwares and stuff like that, right? So it's not, don't ever list yourself as a financial company, because then there's going to be certain licenses that are required, and you're not necessarily providing financial advice. You're just going in there. It's performance based, so you can either choose either marketing company or consultant. Consultant is easiest, right? Because it covers a wide variety of things. Or you can do a educational, because again, with you coming on and trading, somewhere somehow, like, it falls under an education aspect. If at some point he wants to then teach somebody what he knows about trading or whatever. But those are the three areas that he can select to choose to classify the business. I would say go with consultancy, because consultancy covers a wide range of things. And then probably to open up a bank account, I mean, 16, I don't think he would have an issue, but all he would probably need is just maybe a parent to go with him to be able to open up the bank account. And that's that.
Yeah. So EIN. So you just you said on what is it? IRS.
Yeah, irs.gov. Yeah, so you go to www.irs.gov, and then you'll start there'll be a button at the bottom where it says start application, and then you're gonna fill out the application. Now, before he can do that, he has to register the business. So he or she has to go to their local city hall or their local business office department in their state or city, and then fill out the forms to set up the business. Now, most states you can do it online. If he might need help, probably going in person probably might be better. But just fill out the form, select the name for his business, create a contact at whatever the business name is, Gmail, or just a Gmail email address for it. And then once he has that and he's paid the fee, within a 24-hour time span to a 48-hour time span, once it hits the database, then he can then move forward with going to irs.gov and applying for the EIN number. And I say it's free because there are services that will charge you somewhere between $150 to $200 for something that you can do yourself.
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go, Spy Prob. Yeah. So, I mean, if you listen up, yeah, because he's been trying to do options with $100 account, which is like, I told him it's gonna be, that's gonna be a bit hard. Obviously, trading options with $100 account, it's like damn near, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, you gotta catch. He's gonna have to catch some things really outside of the money, because anything that he trades that's within the money is gonna be expensive. And $100, I mean, honestly, you're gonna need a lot more than that. I would say maybe at least $500 to like really, give yourself room for if you take a loss, right? And again, trading with a very small account, you're man, you got to be super right. Like there's hardly any room for error. And
Yeah.
honestly, with that $100, I mean, he's in your stream, like watching you trade futures. I would say, man, take that $100 and go purchase a freaking Apex account. I think today might be the last day, but they're having like a 90% discount. So that
Maybe
means,
that's right.
yeah.
That's what
So
I was
like
saying.
on
I just
a,
want to lead him into a dead end. Now that he knows about the government thing, though, how he can
yeah,
run an LLC.
even with Apex, right? So because Apex doesn't they don't they don't require a KYC. So and with Apex you can open up accounts under a business. So all right, so here's the thing with Apex. Every time you withdraw, you're going to pay taxes on the money that you withdraw. If you're withdrawing the money to yourself as an individual to your own bank account, you're going to pay taxes because as an individual, you don't get certain write-offs, right? So for example, for you, buddy, let's say your trading station is in your basement, right? Your basement looks pretty massive, right? So you're gonna be able, if you were to get your funded accounts under, Yeah Buddy Business, you would be able to write off your computer monitors, your laptop, your tower, and then the square footage of where your trading tower is. That's going to equate to a dollar sign at the end of the year. Your internet bill is going to be a write-off. Your electricity bill is going to be a write-off because these are all things that you're utilizing to trade, right? Even if you trade sometimes on your phone, those are going to be write-offs. So essentially, as a business, you get a lot of deductions and write-offs to where you can't as an individual. So if you already have an account funded as you, that's fine. With Apex, you can do up to 20 accounts. So essentially, you can then move forward with getting, an additional 10 or 18 or 19 accounts under your LLC or S Corp. And I would say start off with an LLC. And then once you're projected to make somewhere between 150 to 200K in withdrawals from the funding firms, that's when you would want to then take the step and have your LLC be switched to an S Corp just to pay less taxes. But starting off, if you're not making 150K from trading or any business, stay as an LLC.
And then is a C corp even bigger than the S corp, right?
Yeah, so it just has like different there's different guidelines and benefits. So each structure, each business structure has pros and cons. And once you're making a certain level of income, you wanna, increase to then like go into a C corp. Then there's foundations that you can start. You can even do a nonprofit. It's a whole cycle. Like I would literally have to probably spend like maybe a couple hours just explaining like the ins and outs of each business formation, and then how to like really structure things to where essentially you can get to a point where you're on Donald Trump's vibe and you're paying less than $700 in taxes a year, even though you're making 6 figures or 7 figures.
Yeah, that's insane. that's insane. Yeah, well, that works out. Hey, well, there you go. So yeah, I'll definitely, I personally look at that because yeah, I mean, right now I don't have any tax write-offs technically because I'm all personal, right? So
even your personal account is under your personal name.
What is it? Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I would say either. I mean, how old were you? 21.
19.
19. Okay, 19. So yeah, you're still gonna pay taxes. You're not gonna have that much write-off. So I would say probably like take the hit this year if you are in profits, and then next year form an LLC next year. I mean, if you want to start it now, you can. The sooner you start a business, the better off, right? Because just being able to show like a track record and stuff like that. Although doing taxes for a business is a little bit more on the expensive side, but there's a lot of benefits again as write-offs. Even what you're paying, even what you pay your accountant to do your taxes, like your business taxes, even that's a write-off. You know what I mean? So I would say if you are trading a personal capital, you want to do it as a business, because if you were to take, let's say you were to take a $10,000 loss this year, right?
Yeah.
And let's say you don't recoup it until, let's say, January or February of 2024. it's gonna take you 4 years to write off that $10,000 from your personal income, versus as a business you could write it off completely for the next for 2024 taxes. So when you file taxes in 2024, you would be able to write that off completely. Whereas individually, if you end up making 10K for 2024, you're paying taxes on $7,000 instead of it being a complete wash. If you follow what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
so I'm only paying on what is that, like 7/10 of it instead of
yeah, because as an individual, if you take losses in investment, you can only write off $3,000 a year. So if you lost $10,000 this year, you do taxes, right? Your taxes, you're gonna be writing off $3,000. Now next year, you make that $10,000 back, which basically puts you at break even. But guess what? You're gonna have to pay taxes on $7,000 because they're gonna take that as you made money when really you only are at break even. Versus if you are operating as a business, when you take a loss in investments or any business operations, you're able to write that off the following year. And plus the toys that you're looking to get, bro, get those under a business, bro.
That is, dude. I was thinking about a G-Wagon, baby.
You know what I
I'll
mean?
be honest. I know, dude, because it's over 6,000 pounds. I have a list of like cars that I can get that are over 6,000 pounds that could be used as tax write-offs.
Well, now you can only write off 70% of it, I believe. They changed the law where before you could write off 100% of it. Now it's only 70%, and then anything under that. So like if you bought your bike under your business, whatever you paid for the bike, you divide that by 5. Every year you'll be able to write off that certain amount. So for example, if you bought a bike that was what, $25,000, right? Every year you would be able to write off $5,000 against the business's income. So if your business made $100,000 this year, you would be paying taxes on $95,000, right? And then if you have other expenses, then you further lower your taxable income.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, I'm pretty sure they would catch on after they look at it and be like, I'm pretty sure that a brand new McLaren or something that I don't even know how it weighs 6K, but that's no tax.
The trick with any like luxury item, whether it be car, motorcycles, watches, especially cars and motorcycles, all you have to do is put your logo on that particular vehicle and go to like gatherings, take photos, document it, tax write-off, because now that vehicle or motorcycle is a marketing expense, which marketing is a taxable. It's a write-off for your business.
Okay, so you guys, you guys got a write-off from Maybach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Smart guys.
Yeah, because you see, like it's the whole the whole logo of the business is on the side of the car. So and it doesn't have to be that big. So let's say if you were to buy a McLaren, and you don't want it to be an eyesore depending on the color of your logo, bro. You put it under the door. You go on the weekends. You go to the car meets. You take a picture because the logo's there. As long as the logo's within like 12 to 15 inches in length. That's all you need. So you put that right under the door, pull it up, photo, that's it.
And be like, hey, we're done here. All right.
You know what I mean?
And that's it. There we go. Okay. Well, thank you, brother. So, I mean, that's actually incredibly good, advice. Because I've been meaning to grab an LLC for the longest time, but obviously, sometimes I just get a little lazy or whatever.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to play with that, bro. Because it's like it's the difference. Like if you as an individual trading, you make 100K, you're gonna be paying taxes on 100K. Whereas your business made 100K, but your business bought this vehicle, your business bought this motorcycle, your business bought this. Hell, you even bought a freaking Rolex, right? For marketing. If you bought a Rolex for yourself, you're not able to write that off. But if you bought it for the business, now that's $10,000 to $15,000 or $20,000 that you're able to deduct from your income. So essentially, would you want to pay taxes on $100,000 even though you still bought the same Rolex and $25,000 motorcycle, right? Now you're at $35,000, but you're still paying taxes on that 100,000. Versus as a business, you bought the same Rolex, you bought the same motorcycle, right? But now you're paying taxes and plus other expenses. Let's say you end up paying taxes on $20,000. Which would you rather do? Pay taxes on 100 or pay taxes on 20?
Yeah, no, you got a fair point there. Yeah, you got a fair point there. I'm thinking 20 is a little bit better there, right?
Oh, bro, that's way better. Like, who wouldn't, bro? It's more money in your pockets. You know what I mean? And you're still doing the same thing. You're still buying the same stuff. You're still enjoying those stuff. And again, like I said, going to bike meets, to car meets, those can be viewed as marketing. You just have to put your logo, your business logo on the vehicle, whatever it is. Boom. And if with you streaming and stuff like that and creating content, hey, the watch is part of the lifestyle. That becomes a write-off, bro. Like it gets so deep and intricate. Like, I don't know, I enjoy it, man. It's like playing chess.
Right? So if I buy a bottle, hear me out. I take a sticker, right? And I slap it on, right? Like, I don't even know, dude. It doesn't have to be a bottle of alcohol. It could be like a $3,000 bottle of sparkling water. They probably have those out there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Anyways. Yeah. So yeah, you stick your logo on it. I take a picture, promote it on social media. That's tax write-off?
Yes.
Really? That is insane. That's insane.
Plus businesses get entertainment, and again, this is where like the classification of your business is very important, because if you're a consultancy, so like if you have your business labeled as a consultancy firm, you spending money on alcohol and certain levels of entertainment are part of it. So let's say you're entertaining a possible client. You're talking about business. You have your logo slapped on that $3,000 bottle. That's a write-off. Hell, bro, you can even throw a party. You can throw a birthday party for yourself, right? Before you do all the partying or whatever, you I don't know, do a quick little presentation about your business or whatever. Now your whole birthday party is a write-off.
Right.
And don't even get me started on trips.
Chill, bro. How many tax write-offs you got on them trips, bro?
Every single one.
He said every single one of them, man. He said, I'm not playing. All right, you probably did. I mean, to think about it too, I mean, you do save, you're technically saving like almost hundreds of, depending on how expensive trips are, you're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars, in the year's time. And with, trading being, short-term capital gain tax, right? So it's like, oh man, getting taxed quarterly anyways, or
yeah,
feels like, it's.
I mean, you could take out you could take out a portion of taxes quarterly before the end of the year, but bro, like if you structure it properly and do some of the things that I do, or use some of the loopholes I use, bro, you're gonna be paying taxes under $5,000 a year.
There you go. Oh, there you go, dude. So yeah, just have everything in assets or anything as tax write-offs, and
yep. You want LLCs, holding companies, and trusts. You get yourself those three things. You'll be like Donald, paying taxes on $700, even though you made like 100 or 200K for the year.
That is insane. That man, I can't, dude. $7 billion paying $700. It's like 0.001. Nah, that's not even going to him. But yeah, no, that is crazy. So there you go. So Spy Prop, if you're still here, you didn't leave for class yet, buddy, or anything, that's a massive, massive help. I'm glad Caesar was able to explain that.
That shit, they're not gonna give it to you in school either. So if you're still in school, bro, it's like, yo, you're getting a better education on this stream than
That's actually so, bro. That's so true. In school, they're sitting here trying to teach you about how, like, what do they teach you about, like Shakespeare, right, and stuff like that.
No, not even that, bro. They teach you freaking trigonometry, algebra. It's like, when the hell are you gonna do something that x equals y plus z, and you don't even use none of that. So it's like, why even bother taking my mental space with it? Like, matter of fact, like, yo, teach me about money. Teach me how does money work? Where should I invest? And better yet, you know what? Teach me not to operate as a human being, and teach me to operate as an entity where I own nothing and I control everything, but I still enjoy the same things.
Yeah, no, that is exactly true. And they'll never, you know, and even a lot of teachers don't. You ask them that, they're gonna look at you like, yeah, this guy needs, you
Bro,
know, no,
like,
yeah, you're young, yeah, you're a
you
freshman in
know,
high
you
school
know,
or something.
what's the crazy part? It's like, you anyone that's like gone to school, high school, college, it's like you'll go to college, right? So I went for business management,
Mhm.
and you would think that, like, having someone teach you about business should own a business or have operated a business. But all these people are, it's like, yo, they're just teaching you something that they themselves read in a book that they have not yet implemented. So it's like, well, wouldn't you want to learn from someone that's like actually doing it, someone that is at like that's done it? Like, you should be learning business in college from someone that owns a business and is operating a business, not someone that read a book and could memorize everything that they said in this and the third, and then be able to reinterpret it back to you.
Right, exactly. I couldn't agree. I mean, it's so weird that your professors or whatnot, especially in college or anything, like that's supposed to be the highest of the high. You know what I mean? Or class wise, especially when you're going to those high schools or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
They've never done anything. They've never ran a business. They've never done it. They've been a
Nah,
professor their
bro.
whole life or whatever it is. It's like, oh, my business is being a professor. It's like, no, it's not.
No, it's not, bro. Like, that's not a business. I mean, and
It's like,
no shade to to educators and stuff like that. But it's
yeah,
like,
no,
if you're gonna teach something, man, you gotta at least like you have to have done it, man. Be in it or whatever.
right,
But yeah, so
right.
so your man's over here at 16 doing this. I'm like, yo, he's starting even younger. So the sooner the
Yeah,
better,
buddy.
man. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I was put on to this type of stuff, and I'm gonna tell everyone that's still watching on my stream, on your stream, in the United States of America, matter of fact, in this world, whether it be here, South America, Europe, Asia, Russia, you want to operate as a business. You don't want to operate as an individual. There's no benefits to operating as an individual where you're paying taxes on earned income versus you paying taxes on investments and so forth. Take Robert Kiyosaki, for example. The man operates a business off of debt, right? The man is
Okay, yeah,
1.2 billion dollars in debt, but
yep.
his businesses and real estates are cash flowing that money plus some, right? So there's a lot of different ways to really like play the system to where it's in your favor. But you have to understand that you have to do certain things and you have to put certain structure in places to be able to reap these benefits.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because especially if you, I mean, if you don't, I mean, the worst thing is when you get that bill at the end of the quarter or whatever it may be, and you got all these things that you don't have a tax write off on, or aka well, that Robert, I mean, dude, he's using debt, so obviously there's no taxes on debt, so
Nope.
it's like he just doesn't have taxes on that stuff, I guess. I mean, maybe his daily living he does, but other than
Uh,
that, dude, that's really for real estate wise. I don't know. I never fathomed. I did in a way, maybe the big deals, but getting in debt, man, whew, that's always scary. It's always a scary broad at the first sight, right? It's like I guess it's good debt though.
Well,
So
when you have assets that are producing that same amount, it's
right,
again, you
yeah,
have to be strategic about how you go about stuff,
mm,
and different strokes for different folks. But there's a
right,
lot of different benefits to utilizing that and stuff like that. One example that I always go over on my stream is I tell people, if you had $1 million in Tesla, right, and you needed 200,000 to go purchase a property, an investment property, or whatever, or
mm,
just for something else, for a living. If
yeah,
you went and you liquidated $200,000 worth of your $1 million in Tesla, you're paying taxes on that. Right now, whether it
yeah.
was short term or long term, it doesn't matter. You're paying taxes on it. Now, if you went to the bank and you say, "Hey, here's my portfolio. I have $1 million in Tesla. Tesla on a yearly basis is growing over 12%. I need a $200,000 loan." They verify. Okay, hey, here, Mister Yeah, buddy, here's your $200,000. Now you use that money however you need to. You pay no taxes on that, and then you pay it back. No taxes paid. That's a good
Okay,
way of utilizing that. You know what I mean? So,
right.
and that's what all the wealthy people do, which is why this stupid ass administration was trying to tax people on unrealized gains.
See that's something that wouldn't. Oh, dude, that would not. I don't even get that, dude. How do
Bro.
like they didn't lock up profits? It's like you can't lock up profits. It's
Yeah.
not your money yet, right? It's like that is a big thing. At least among day traders, like it's not your money, so you lock
Not
up
even,
the
bro.
gains, right?
Swing traders, they were going for investor, bro. They were going for investors and swing traders neck. It's like you're trying to
Really?
tax me on, yeah, bro. Like where do they think that it's okay to tax me on money that I have not yet put in my pockets? Like as day
Right.
traders, whenever we're done in the day, like we've either taken a loss or taken a win. So if you made $500 today, you've put that $500 in your pocket, even though it's still in your account. But if you have active open positions and you're up 5,000 on this position, you're up another 5,000 on another position. At the end of the year, you mean to tell me you're trying to tax me on $10,000 of unrealized gains? Like, bro,
Right.
yeah. I'm just gonna end it there, bro. Let me see. What is it? 11:25. Listen, everyone, man. Thank you for joining today. Really good. See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be doing a dual stream with Buddy. So you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Hope you guys like this little bit of gems just dropped.
Yeah, buddy. There'll be some more tomorrow. Don't you
Yes,
worry,
sir.
man. I
Yes,
know.
sir.